This is Mia. I'm giving you another installment. It's been a while for my IVF experience. First off, last we spoke, I was coming up on I had just had my egg retrieval. Anyway, strange thing happened. We had 6 embryos. 5 out of the, well, all 6 fertilized. 5 out of the 6 started to divide, and out of that 5, 2 of them, they decided, well, they were ready to be put in. They were grade 2, I believe, and above. And I had those put in on a week ago, Monday. I got a call Tuesday morning saying that the 2 of the remaining 3 embryos had started to further divide, looked pretty good, and in fact one of those 2 were starting to hatch, and they asked me to come back in. So if I would come back in, they'll implant those also. So I had a second implantation of the other 2 embryos. So I have a total of 4 that they put back in. Strange, because that started my 2-week wait. As far as these progesterone, I'm taking the transvaginal progesterone suppositories. That is a crappy mess, I'll tell you. I guess my insurance would not pay for the dosage of estrogen that I was using, so therefore I am being switched to transvaginal estrogen replacements. Yippee! So that's just another, sludge they'll have to be enduring. Incidentally, those progesterone and estrogen supplements will have to be taken all the way through, I think they said, week 13 if the pregnancy takes. So I'm like, that really does kill a sex life, if you were planning on having one after the fact. That kind of puts a damper on it. As far as, let's see. So anyway, at this point today, I've kind of waited a while for on purpose. I wanted to kind of do things to keep my mind off of the 2-week wait. I'm due for my HCG tomorrow, and it's all I can do to keep from taking a pregnancy test. So we'll see tomorrow what happens. In the meantime, I don't know if any of you who have not gone through IVF are aware, there are quite a few periods that you go through during the process where, intercourse or female orgasm is forbidden, so to speak. There's that period a couple of days, I think 3-4 days, right before the egg retrieval, where you can't have intercourse. After the egg, the blastocyst or embryo transplant or transfer, there is another period of time where they do not want the way they describe it was no female orgasms or intercourse. And I'm like, oh my, here we go. A lot more time afterwards. And then of course, after that period, then there is the awful, I call, the transvaginal suppository sludge, the progesterone and estrogen replacement. So if you're taking your estrogen and progesterone supplements in that manner, I guess you and your mate or your husband or your significant other is going to have to discuss if that's going to put them off in some kind of way. Also, because the body is going through so many different hormonal fluctuations, the incidence of yeast infections are very high. So kind of pay attention to your body in that respect also, because you may have to talk to your provider for something for yeast infections. So anyway, that's where we are. We have 4 blastocysts, that is, that have been implanted. We will find out the results tomorrow to see what has transpired, and I'll tell you, after these 2 weeks, I felt pretty good, aside from some bloating, from, all the IVF procedures and such. I've not really had any symptoms. No nausea, no vomiting, no breast soreness, no seemingly ligament cramping or anything. There may have been a little twinge of a cramp or something or another, but you know, who knows in this business. At first I got a bit worried. I'm like, surely if, you know, this took, I should feel something, but you know, I refuse to even think about that because that might not even be significant at this point. So what's going to happen is tomorrow I'm going bright and early for my beta HCG, and we shall know what's what tomorrow. So I shall talk to you then. Bye-bye.